one problem. The village had no water unless it rained. To solve this problem once and for all, the village elders asked contractors to submit bids to deliver water to the village on a daily basis. 2 people volunteered to take on the task, and the elders awarded the contract to both of them. They felt that a little competition would keep prices low and ensure a backup supply of water. The first person who won the contract was Ed. Immediately, Ed ran out, bought 2 galvanized steel buckets, and began running back and forth to the lake, which was about 1 mile away. He immediately began making money as he labored morning to dusk, hauling water from the lake in his 2 buckets. He would empty them into the large concrete holding tank that the village has built. Each morning, he had to get up before the rest of the village awoke to make sure there was enough water for the people. It was hard work, but he was very happy to be making money, and for one, having one of the most exclusive contracts. That was the first contractor. The second winner was Bill. Bill disappeared for a while. He hadn't been seen for months, which made Ed very happy since he had no competition. Instead of buying 2 buckets to compete with Ed, Bill showed up. He disappeared to isolate himself, to write a business plan, to create a corporation, to find some investors, to employ a president to do the work, and he returned 6 months later with a construction crew. Does anybody have an idea what you think he would have done? What do you think Bill did? No comments? Within a year, Bill's team built a very large volume stainless steel pipeline that connected the village to the lake. At the grand opening, Bill announced that his water was cleaner than Ed's water because it came through the pipe. Bill knew that the villagers were complaining about Ed's water being dirty. Bill also announced that he could supply water to the village 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Ed could only deliver water on weekdays because he didn't want to work on the weekends. Then Bill announced that he would charge 75% less than Ed did for his higher quality, more reliable water. The villagers cheered and immediately ran to the faucet to open up Bill's pipeline. In order to compete, Ed immediately lowered his rates by 75%, bought 2 more buckets, covered his bucket, and began hauling 4 buckets each trip. So here we have 2 contractors. We have contractor number 1, Ed, who carried buckets to refill the tank every single day, 1 mile away. We have contractor number 2, Bill, who disappeared for 6 months, developed a business plan, came back with a construction crew, and built a pipe from the lake to the village with the faucet at the other end. How many of you here today is Ed? How many of you here today want to be Bill? It sounds like 90% of you didn't listen to the story, because no one raised their hand.
No, I think I'm in between.
The but because you're like my son, I want to call you Joshua. In the world that we live in today, trading your time for money is no longer sufficient and competitive. Ed traded his time, energy, and his body for money. He carried the galvanized steel buckets every day from the lake to the village in exchange for money. He was so excited that he made money immediately and had no competition. But Bill, on the other hand, spent months developing his business plan, revising his business plan by hiring people with diverse skills and knowledge to help him perfect his plan. And then he hired the construction crew to build a pipe from the lake to the village. Today, you have gained skills that the world needs. Just like Ed and Bill, you want the contract to solve the problem in our community. But it is now your decision to determine the next step, whether you're going to be Ed or whether you're going to be Bill. So here's a few words of wisdom from me, a business professional, your aunt as well. Number one, your professional accomplishments have now transitioned you to the business world or the professional world. In the professional world, people have higher expectations of you. Therefore, how you carry yourself in public is more critical than ever. Remember that someone is always watching you or judging your actions and your words. So be mindful of how you carry yourself and the conversations that you have. Now, your education and skills have given you a money-making tool. You are now the CEO of your life and your company, Joshua Moore Chiropractic Care. How to run and operate your business in the future. Remember, you are always the CEO of your company. The money-making tool you have will bring you the money, but it is up to you to manage your money and make something out of it. Managing your money requires knowledge of money. You almost need to study money just like you studied chiropractic services or care. And that goes to everybody in this room. If you are not an expert in managing, you need to go study money. Because if you can't excel or be an expert in managing your money, it's going to be very difficult to be an expert in what you do. And in life, unfortunately, because everything in our life today deals with money. Number 4, it is not how much money you make, but the amount of money that you will keep that will allow you to build your wealth. For Bill, let's go back to Bill. He built the pipe. In order for him to build the pipe, he had to have had money to pay the architecture, the construction crew, and the president. He had to have money somewhere to start him off. Your journey now is really the start of you building your money so that you can build your wealth. And last but not least, one day the lake will dry up and there will be no water to pump for the village. Because Bill has a business plan, he replicated this business plan and did the same thing for other villages that needed water. Making money today is only temporary, because one day you will choose not to work, you'll be too tired to work, or you will want to travel. Building your wealth is permanent. That will provide you the long-term financial stability and freedom. So I encourage you to not just think about making money, but think about building your wealth, because that is the permanent solution. So tonight, Josh, On behalf of your uncle and I and the family, we are super proud of you. We're excited in this journey and this new chapter in your life. And I hope for the very best for you. And I hope that we are here for you for any business advice, anything, you know we're here and we love you. And we just can't wait to see what the future holds for you. Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we're going to have Dr. Joshua's maternal grandparents, and among that is Joshua and Dai Yancy. 我的麦克风呢，就中文亚点点经理。